Hold on.
I mean, question for the whole chat, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you guess that symbol?
Kind of makes me think of a fish.
See. Yeah. No.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
We're playing a game called Can You Guess the Pixelized Symbol?
Pixel art. Yeah. A fish.
It's a fish.
It's a fish. Okay.
A hammer.
Yeah. Providing hand. That should be it. But it is. I mean, if anybody else want to give it a shot, it is so hard to make it like in these blocky pixels because we only can use like every other pixel. Yeah.
I know what should be in that window, but I still don't.
Yeah.
Can grasp what it should be.
I mean, can you try like a hand like this with 5 fingers spread out?
Also, it's a okay.
5 fingers. Just a manual hand, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
It might be easier than having this claw. It's a claw by now.
You could also go for a mannequin.
A man.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a good one, yeah. Man versus machine. The other one would be a cogwheel, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather, as you can guess. And also, we had like an accident yesterday in the family. So my daughter fell on her face, and she kind of cracked a tooth. So went to the emergency room yesterday morning.
She all right?
No, she has like a split lip, and we have to go to the doctor at 11. So I only have like 55 minutes here before I have to bounce. But you can continue.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. Hey, Goo is here. Goo, I thought Discord is banned in your country, isn't it? Along with Turkey. No? Yeah, it is. Okay, you managed. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, good. Let's get some traction on these wheels here. We have a huge sprint in front of us, and we have to do some retrospective. Let's dive right in. Okay, who wants to share their screen for this? Well, I can do it.
Probably not me because my connection is a bit unstable.
Yeah. Righty.
I wasn't here. It was a nice sprint. Good job.
You weren't here, yeah. We still talking about some stuff you did. Yeah.
Like the last 2 days? Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, who wants to start?
I can start because my sticky notes are already there.
Sure.
If you could zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so I'm kind of sad. Like a few weeks ago, we promised to ourselves to kind of take up this habit of playing Dawn Apart after each, at least once a week or twice a week. We have stopped this. I think it's probably a good idea to return to this thing, especially with the new world gen, because it has changed the game significantly. I noticed this when I was capturing those takeoffs from the Eventide. Like it was the first time that I guess really engaged with the 10x10 landing pad, and it was kind of overwhelming at the beginning. Like this was I think there's some optimizing to do. That's just one example. For me
Mhm.
personally, but obviously we all need to like go in there and play this before like launching another playtest, I guess. Also kind of sad, between sad and glad. So this Ada Lovelace sale ended up bringing us merely like close to 400 wishlists. I mean, I take them any day. I was expecting more, but this at the same time it was all like a small fest which didn't get much featuring. So but it was still great to be in there. Yeah, the event height animation looks really cool. I think that's a big upgrade. Um, yeah, Leon is not here, but I'm excited for like more world chunks. I know how tedious the whole process is. I know he's working full time on that. Eventually expanding the map. Yeah, and then later today, I guess we're gonna see some of the new hauling features, and I'm super excited to test them out myself afterwards. That's it for me.
Right. Okay, I'll just continue. Okay. So first of all, like the positive ones. So we have Orhan working on the Combat Cobras game netcode, which is amazing. So kind of outsourced this, which I love. Also, I have the feeling we have to make sure that Combat Cobras is not a distraction, but instead we should treat it as a energy source. You know, I mean, we're working on Bonaparte for a very long time now. We know we have this great game, Combat Cobras, which we haven't launched yet. We know the potential, and yeah, but we shouldn't get distracted by it. Just see it more as an energy source, you know, and then don't stress out about it. It's a side hustle thing. Okay. Then also glad, yeah, first yes in our fundraising efforts, which is amazing. And from my experience, that was like it's like the hardest one, and the other ones should be easier. That actually lifts a lot of pressure from my shoulders, and yeah, I'm glad. Also, the state of the game, how it looks, how it feels. So this one investor played it and he was excited about it, which is a great thing. So I think we're on the right track when it comes to this. Yeah, a little bit mad because I kind of mentioned this yesterday. So looking at the roadmap and the amount of bugs which we have still here, and also kind of dragging them from story, from sprint to sprint, and also dragging stories from sprint to sprint because they're not finished or there's just some minor changes to it, etc. and so on. It's not like iterative stuff, but like major stuff which is not working. We have to talk about how we can fix this right after the retrospective, I think, because a story has to be finished after a sprint. Because otherwise it will haunt us. You know, just talking about VFX for the landings, they look amazing now and they're great, but somehow we working 3 sprints on these. Yeah. Except the lighting, so played around with this morning a little bit, just to show it later for our audience. So this looks like other chaos when these ships come down. This is amazing. I love that look of the ships coming in and having like the VFX sound effects work together. That's really cool for me.
Yeah, I can go next. I only have a few. Yeah, I think good stuff that went in the Pioneer feeding converters. Yeah, this was like fairly big story, but I think overall looks pretty good and it's working quite well. It has like a lot of new like possibilities in the early game. Yeah, I think it's gonna be something like really useful in the beginning. Yeah, there's like the more options through the context menu as well for hauling. I think overall this is like a sprint with where we package a lot of new stuff for giving more control to the player through the pioneers for hauling stuff, and it will make the early game a lot more easy and more interesting, and also create like a kind of like a point where the player has to stop using these new things which are very useful and move on to automation, which is like going to be a part, a big part of the gameplay loop. Yeah, but overall, I think it was like a sprint that felt like pretty slow in terms of progress. I mean, from my story, I kept like just encountering new things that had to be adjusted or like fixed, because we're like touching multiple things at the same time. It's how machines interact with the agents, how the agents are supposed to behave, which overall just makes things take a lot more time. Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah. I go next too. Yeah, I guess just starting. Yeah, probably with sad, mad. Actually, let me make these.
Yeah, this is like
Yeah, kind of like I definitely felt that this was moving slow, especially with like the number of tasks we had. Yeah, this felt slow, and basically there were just like a lot of roadblocks. Yeah, there was some time where I was like stuck with things not working. Yeah, I think that like this agent behavior stuff, it's normally always tough. And this is like kind of new, but so basically it like has like you might think that because something is like just picking up an item and taking it somewhere else, that like all this logic is kind of unified, but like just the way the agents are, the way that the interactions are, the way that like different things have to happen at different times. This is actually like two new layers again, for feeding machines, for taking items, based on the context menu, these things, and so just like a lot of new stuff, and yeah, I think it just like wasn't working. Yeah, pretty annoyed about getting stuck. Yeah, and kind of not getting to like the further stuff. Yeah, when I thought, yeah, kind of in a way I thought we were going to. Yeah, the context menu. Yeah, so now I've kind of like really interacted with it, and this again, just like we had with tooltips, I think this is now in a better place again, for building out functionality. It's not like we're going to add a ton of functionality to the context menu, but yeah, I think that now that we have this possibility, and kind of like a first pass of how to do this, yeah, really there's just a lot of potential there if we need new features. Yeah, and I think that the fed by agents is a really cool feature. Yeah, I think that it adds a lot to the game. Like really both hauling things do. Yeah, I think it's really, really great. And makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think it'll be really good for like the game loop overall. And like your just your kind of interaction with agents. Yeah, and I'm yeah, and with all these changes, yeah, I'm really excited to get this build out, because like I think it's going to be like a big difference, from the last ones. This again is like kind of a I don't know, like an evolution, I guess, in possibilities.
Cool. Thank you. Well, that's it for now, right? With retrospective. Can we talk shortly about this Dragon Stories in the next sprint?
Yep.
How can we make sure that what are your opinions, ideas, how to mitigate this so that we have more bug fixes and not sprints going into bleeding over into other sprints?
Is this an issue of just simply too many tasks in a sprint? This is a naive question. I'm trying to understand the process.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think it's multivariate, you know. So you have like issues like with stories not completely or perfectly planned out, yeah, up front. That's one thing I assume. Then the other one is that it is has something to do with maybe problem with estimation. Yeah, and then the third one would be because of that scope, you know, so that it kind of gets bigger and bigger. Also, I mean, maybe a fourth thing is, well, that's a lot of stuff which we haven't touched in a long time, like particle effects, you know, and this was like Leon trying to figure out how to make like these nice smoked plumes when these ships come down. This took forever. Then also rigging the, for example, like VFX, let's say with the story VFX, right? So rigging the ships took like forever. So I think going in and say, oh, now we're doing the ship landing VFX, there had to be like a lot of stuff done in upfront before we actually implementing it, you know, because Leon couldn't keep up with the timeline basically. You know, I'm not shooting on Leon. I mean, he did his best, and the result is amazing. Okay, but there was like too many X's in that story, I think. Yeah, and so that's like an estimation problem, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like our sprints usually go. Like we tend to add more stuff than we'll actually be able to achieve,
Right.
and we usually stay in kind of this narrow. Either one story was not started, or one of them is like halfway or something. I don't know. I mean, I think that's better than having a complete sprint. And you might wonder if we, like, did we not pick enough stuff for the sprints? And in the end, we were actually not like working as much because there's nothing else to do here. So I don't know. I think it's like it's a problem, but it could be seen positively in a way. Just the fact that there's always something we are working on. For bugs, I think that the main issue might be that we are not having like a dedicated like bug fixing story, because like when I would open our board, like I see so many tasks down here for stories that still need to be finished, and I was working on this story for I think like 5 days or maybe a little bit more even. I never had time to look over here to figure out, okay, let me look at something here that I can try to fix relatively quickly.
Right.
Unless we have like a story here where we combine a few of these bugs which are somewhat related and we tackle them.
Yeah.
I don't know, it might be hard to look over here and pick something.
What would be like a conservative estimate on just those bugs, fixing those bugs alone, in terms of days? And I'm saying
mix here,
conservative because, as Thilo mentioned, there may be some overestimation in place.
At play.
Yeah.
Like, some of them are probably relatively easier. Others we don't really ever know exactly, how hard they would be to fix.
Yeah. That's kind of the problem. Is like if all of these were just like like conveyor deletion crash, right? Let's say I knew exactly where this was happening, then it's probably a quick fix, right? Because it's just fixing a bug in existing code, right? But really the issue is that what this actually looks like is you place a ton of conveyor belts and just try and recreate this, right? Like somehow make the perfect storm where you're like watching exactly where this thing happens when it crashes, and you can find it and you can track down like what exactly led to this. And so for a lot of debugging, there's like always this like pre-step of like figuring out where these things happen and why they happen, so then we can like actually fix the issue. And some of them are, like Francisco said, a lot simpler, or like kind of known exactly where it is. But yeah, for some of them, it's kind of like an unknown thing, because there's like some amount of research, and depends on like how widespread the thing is, or like how many systems you're gonna have to touch just to fix something.
Yep. Okay. So the answer to Till's question is we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and this kind of touches on the article that Tony shared yesterday about Bethesda and how they handle bugs.
Did they handle them?
Or not handle them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was such an interesting piece, and I wonder if we can take away something from them, maybe by, I don't know, acknowledging that there's some stuff. It's probably, if it's not game breaking, it's probably and I'm not saying unfixable, but unrealistic to tackle, anytime soon, I guess. So doing like a triage, which we're already doing, but maybe
I haven't read the article. I mean, of course, there are like severities when it comes to bugs. Like there's bugs like game crash to desktop.
Yeah.
There's game loop breaking bugs.
Right.
Progression breaking bugs, and there's like just annoyances. Like people clip through handles when going upstairs or something. Okay, piece of shit about that for now.
Right.
If you have like all the other problems. Okay. Good. So what is so what do you think is like the best way to get to this? Do we want to have a sprint where we just try to fix all these bugs before we continue working on more stuff and more features?
I wouldn't say all of them, but at least like grouping them by which area they affect, and kind of make like a mini story for those.
Yeah, and maybe like psychologically kind of reduce this clutter of sticky notes and just just take the serious ones over to the next sprint, so it looks more manageable than 30 bucks.
No, I mean, somebody took the time and effort to write this.
Yeah, I'm not saying get rid of them, just post them somewhere if we're not going to address them in this sprint.
No, we should have them like in front of our face, going like, okay, well, we know about it, and it should itch us. Okay, I think that's okay.
Personally, I think with hauling 2.0 in, like this is going to spill over, obviously, but with that in, we can have new playtest sessions and actually test the game in the new state. And that's going to create a lot more bugs. So I think concentrating on fixing and stabilizing what we have right now, because we haven't played the game for a long time now, could be the right call right now. Just a feeling.
Yeah, I agree as well. Also, I mean, there's a ton of stuff in the story which we want to tackle now, which is the UI UX experience story.
Which is also like polish, yeah.
Which is polish, yeah. But necessary ones, so that new models can play it. For example, like while I was playing with Jan, so the one guy, this one investor, he had like, I mean, obviously he couldn't know how to make slopes of a conveyor belt, because that's unknown. I mean, it's not like it ends up in his sleep. He's not ending up in his sleep knowing this. So before we do any public playtest again, this has to be addressed. We can't put out playtests and give people a manual. And go like, okay, well, read this story before you start. we're beyond this part. Okay, we're beyond this. We have to have a game which is self-explanatory, in my opinion.
So go for a sprint could be make it as stable as possible, so we have a nice build at the end of it, and then this would include all the bugs on the list and the ones we're finding now, because there will be new crashes with those new systems.
Yeah.
And then get as much of the UI experience in there as we can.
Well, I'll be all for it. You know, if we say, well, the next sprint is solely getting rid of these, I would be fine with it. You know, Tony, what do you think? We have to make adjustments to the product roadmap, then, of course.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like the game, the playability of it, like these bug fix sprints are always like really big for like the feeling of everybody about playing. You know, we always come out of it in a better spot for sure, like a hugely better spot.
Yes.
Yeah, I have no issue with it. Yeah, it really is just like yeah, the roadmap are times like for a public play test though. Yeah, definitely like stability would be more important, you know, than almost anything else. I think stability and actually, yeah, the UI UX is yeah, these are both important. Yeah.
Well, we could axe localization after the public demo. Just say it's going to be an English only public demo for now. I would be fine with that. Okay. So this over here for now.
Looking at it, we like feature-wise, we are kind of complete now, given that enemies are not in at all, right?
Feature-wise, let me. Well, there's no.
So in terms of, we could close the game loop if we polish, bug fix, and balance a bit, in some sense.
Yeah, but not the economy. Yeah.
Why not?
Well, because enemies are like the main money pit for the player. So you would just get rich like as
okay.
Yeah. And there's no incentive for you to progress, basically. You know?
But I mean, you could argue Factorio would work without enemies. You could.
It does work. It does work without enemies, but it's a way faster game, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like the Shapes 2 game.
Yeah,
I guess. Just a sandbox.
Yeah.
Which could be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, or we move to public playtest. Yeah, maybe let's see. Yeah, we could move to. You have to move to public playtest. Okay, let's do not touch this date for now. Let's just see how we get along with bug fixing. If we get everything done, and then we have to glance over the UI UX experience, and maybe also decide what is going in or what is not, because there's like huge stories in there which just hide behind a post-it, like splitters, for example. You know, question. I mean, this can wait. This has to be in the UX experience thing. Yeah, deactivate torch is like a 5-minute thing. You know? Step wrong is like 5-minute thing. Basic lantern does not emit enough light. Yeah, 5-minute thing. You know, splitters. Okay, that's 8. That's at least like 2 days or something. You know. Yeah, there's huge bumps in here. In some stories. Okay, and we can have like maybe a discussion over this before we start sprint. So, maybe we can go through this at every stand-up, and then I mean talk about it so that we have like a clear vision what's going to be in the next sprint. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff is also like the UI optimization, changes names, like instead of go back, it's back. When you hover, it should have like an outline. Same, hover with this here. This is like really simple stuff, which make the life easier for the player. But it's not really a lot of work for us. Okay. Well, then let's do this. I say we make 100% bug fixes and refactoring in this sprint. Huh? Get all of this. We try to get all of this based on priority to the done column. And as Tony said, we're in a much better spot after this. And everything we build on top of it is also in a better spot. Yeah. And when we play the game, more often. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, that also cuts down the sprint planning today. I think you can.
Yeah.
You have probably some questions towards some of these. We can maybe go through the first 4, and if we know that you know what these are, then we can make, because I have to go in like 15 minutes, and I just wanted to look at the VFX landing with all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do this for now. Is everybody on board with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Conveyor deletion crash. So this is like investigating why this thing crashes. In my opinion, it has something to do with some HPA or some racing conditions while one gets built while the other one gets destroyed at the same time. Something like this. Okay. That's what I think. So that's when the game crashes for me sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
And somebody wrote a crash on this deconstruction.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So actually, this one is happening in the.
Who did this?
Yeah,
I did this.
Oh wow, this.
It was for me. I think
It
you
was
moved
from
it or
you.
pasted it.
That's why it's for me. Okay, got it. That's from you, Mirko. Great. Okay, you have some insights in this.
Yes, it's in the deconstruct gope action. Oh, it's even got a line number.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this
that's
is.
what I'm talking about.
I
Entity
can
does
also
not exist.
get out
Okay.
the screenshot. Yeah, so
Yeah.
You could have easily fixed that maybe even before doing this.
Yeah, but I think, yeah. So potentially, this is actually like another one, because this is a deconstruct, and so this is potentially for any building. Whereas the deletion crash, I know, is like when like a conveyor belt gets destroyed or something else. I think it happens somewhere else.
It's like 2 things.
Yeah.
So then, might be 2 things.
Yeah, potentially.
Okay. Moving on. Large-scale terraforming crash. I haven't witnessed this in a long time now.
Yeah. I think it might have been fixed.
Might have been fixed, yeah. So I did like a lot of terraforming for the landing pad in the new world. Hasn't crashed on me. So maybe you have to really edge it, basically, and see how this. I mean, also might be mitigating itself because we have pioneers at some point doing terraforming, and they don't do large scale terraforming. Okay.
Yeah.
Server limp crash, severe limp crash. Okay,
It's sever. Yeah.
Sever. Thank you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So basically.
On.
Yeah. Yeah. So pretty much what happens is like, let's say your limb gets severed at like the upper arm, then like, we have a rig that has like bones, and it goes like upper arm, forearm, hand. And because we sever, like these forearm and hand bones are like no longer in the rig, where they think they are. And then so when somebody gets incapacitated, we're like looking at we're looking at these things to set up a ragdoll, and it'll break. And actually, there's another issue where specifically if during destruction, if something gets completely destroyed, has no more voxels, then we normally just destroy this thing because it doesn't, there's no visual representation. It's like a nothing. It is now gone from the world. However, this can't happen for limbs. So some things still have to be persisted, even if they are completely gone. So even if you destroy a hand completely, it explodes, then we still need this thing for just for the rigging for anything. And that's where the issue comes from.
Okay. That sounds like you know where to look at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Crash on selecting sorry, conveyor belt. No, what is a CV blueprint? Conveyor belt blueprint? CV or CB?
Conveyor belt.
Okay, CV blueprint. Okay. Selecting a blueprint. Oh, this one looks interesting. This is like you're building something right at the moment, right? Oh, what is?
Yeah, I was building, and the moment you select the blueprint, it just crashes. I didn't see it for a long time, but I didn't play the game for a long time as well.
This looks like you created the first 3 tiles that go up first, and then you wanted to attach a conveyor belt to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all really high up, so this is also maybe something we want to look at.
Yeah, what also happened on the ground just happened to be a scenario where I wanted to build up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Then I want to showcase the landing of the Eventide and the Magpie because they look amazing. So when you're watching my camera, my stream, do you see the game?
Oh. Yeah. Now.
Oh yeah. When I press F10, do you see it still?
No. It's
okay.
because it's in full screen. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, this is fine.
This is fine.
It's pretty big.
Can I change this?
No.
Yeah. Give it a second. No. Okay. Well, this is not working. Okay. Then in this window here. Let me show this here. I hope this is big enough. Okay. So first of all, I'm really proud of my landing zone. It looks amazing, right? And it's feeding Lucrum into this machine here. And with the new story, this should also attach to a conveyor belt, right? The spaceport. At the moment, it is going the crane. And I also put 3 cranes over each other. That shouldn't be the case after the UX UI improvement story, by the way. And this thing has 180 Lucrum inside now. And I have a trader in space which wants to come down and take that, actually. The trade is for 10,000. Lucrum, I already had it here and load some of it in. And I want to have it come to us. You hear the sound?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yep.
All right. And basically that happens at some point because when you say this thing should come, it needs some time to travel to you, of course. This is only for debugging reasons, going right away or landing right away, coming into the atmosphere. And at some point, you should hear it coming down. There it is. John, get out of the way. Run! There it is. Okay. You're looking at a spaceport. This loads now. All the Lucrum it has, right? And the trade commenced, basically. And it's counting down as long as these items here go into the spaceport. As I said, at some point, this will connect to a conveyor belt directly, so you don't need a crane. So if you stuff this thing full with Lucrum, this will go way faster, okay? And so usually how trade works is this ship is here for some time. By the way, this kind of clips through the landing area selection thing. By the way, see index wise. Then as soon as this trade is done, the thing should fly away like this. And whatever you have as a trade bargain comes out of the ship, and you get paid, basically. Yeah, there you go. And Elvis left the building. Yeah. And that's basically how you commence trades in this game. So you have to build. I mean, you can build a spaceport, just slap it on the ground. That's fine. No reinforcement with concrete, etc. But best case is obviously you have concrete there, because then it does not take too much damage. We have a story for this. I think we also implemented it at some point, but it's not working at the moment. All right, and we have like the Magpie, which is like a smaller ship coming in and doing a trade with you. Should come. I don't hear the sound effects. Let's see. It's coming or not. Okay. Yeah, you can have more than one spaceport, and idea is that you have like these numerical like these letters on top of them, so that you know, okay, well, this is spaceport A, and you build another one that has a spaceport B on top of it, so you can basically have them distinguished. Okay, I don't know. The Magpie is not coming. Why is it not coming? Trade in progress, it says. But it's not coming down. Can you look at that? Why this might happen? This is like the second trade. Oh, it takes 2 minutes. God damn it. It takes 2 minutes.
Can you cancel it? No, you can't.
No. I'm speeding it just.
You can. Yeah.
I can't cancel it.
Yeah, only from the spaceport.
Oh yeah, you can vacate the spaceport.
Oh, I can vacate the spaceport?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Uh-oh.
Oops. Uh-oh. It's coming.
coming.
It's coming. That's fine. Okay. Normal speed.
Could be slightly off now because it was speeded up.
Oh, really? I mean, 14 seconds. There, I see the shadow already. That's fine. Oh, perfect. All good. Righty. Okay, so this is like the Magpie, and we have like another ship which we want to come in, which is even a smaller one, which does the first trades with you as a player. And you don't need like a huge spaceport like this. So you can have like a 5x5 spaceport working. This thing is 14x14, which is really huge. Yeah. Okay, let's get this one off the landing zone. Off it goes. Yeah, and well, this stuff happens like by itself. So if you have like a trade, if you put up a trade and or agree to a trade, and your spaceport has this stuff, so the ship lands, loads it all by itself, pays you, like stuff gets out, and then takes off. You know, and this is while you're doing all the other stuff in the background and happening in the background, okay? Or you can just watch it like this here. Really cool. I think it's really cool. Okay. Yeah. By the way, Mirko, I saw just here with the Magpie, the VFX was like a little bit still jolted. Is that fixed in the newest update?
The particles spawning in a line, or
Yeah.
yeah, actually, I had a stroke of genius this morning and fixed it.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I-
You can't have enough like these stroke
Yeah.
geniuses.
But they tend to wait for a complete day, and then when you wake up the next day, then it goes.
Right. Okay. Good. Well, I have to
Yeah.
bounce now.
Do you have a couple minutes right now to look at this?
Me?
Yeah, you. No,
Okay.
but like everybody.
Okay. A couple minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple minutes. Alrighty. So let's take a look at the story, right? So Francisco showed off like the automated stuff, right? So like you can basically set this to automate it. If everything's there, people will do it. Shoot. All right, let me restart this.
I think you had it paused in the game.
Oh my gosh, I did have it paused. Okay, let's see if the loading works then.
Fingers crossed.
Is pausing breaking the game?
No.
It
No,
just
no, but,
pauses.
like,
Yeah,
it was paused, so-
I thought it was
Nothing happened.
completely broken. I was like, why aren't these guys moving? Okay.
Can you maximize the game view, or do you need the editor windows?
Nope.
Perfect.
Also, can you explain it more, like,
Sure.
as nobody ever heard of it?
Sure.
That would be great. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, the things we implemented, and hopefully it's all working fine because of the load. So we did a couple things, right? So the first thing is, like, normally machines, you'd have to feed these, and this is kind of just like a sandbox thing I set up. And so let's say, normally you'd have conveyor belts and cranes that actually feed these, but now you can have agents. And so, like, for example, this needs copper and some kind of fuel. And when you actually automate this, they should bring stuff. Well, so let's say, oh, not that much.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So you can haul, like, very specific amounts of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me restart this from a non-saved file, because I think this is the issue. Because I know this worked. Yeah, and I guess we'll just have to look at it on a load, and I'm sure there's like a component missing or something. Yeah, so then I'll just start with the hauling. So basically the hauling, what we put in is like the ability to select agents, or select like a specific agent, or like every agent, and say, hey, pick up this item or all these items and move them somewhere else. And it could be like a specific building, could be like another stockpile, a converter, a workbench. Let me do this. Yeah, and so like just the most basic example would be, let's say I have Theodore, haul 100 conveyor belts over here, and everyone else haul I don't know, 26 cranes, haul them over here. And then at the same time, right, we can have somebody make a workbench, a assembler, which I'll just place. So basically we had a story for or a task for like having a specific or having agents fill workbenches, like even if something's queued, right? So like let's say you have queued like this chemical lab, right? Then they will never work on this, even though you have like the 15 steel gears. They will never like put in a steel gear. But with this, yeah, you could actually go find your steel gears, say like, okay, I want 5 of these things and put them in here. And then Elizabeth will do this. And then at the same time, like basically you have nothing attached to this assembler, but you can select this assembler, say, okay, I want this thing to be automatically filled by agents, and this will happen, right? So this has the 5 gears, right? Let's say I want Elizabeth to put in, 1 more, whatever. Then this right, and then once this stockpile's done, this won't spit out, but then you can have somebody go pick it up and like bring it back over here or whatever. Yeah, so it's really powerful functionality that we didn't have before. Yeah. So then at the same time, right, you can just say like, okay, well, spit these out, put them over here now, and this will just work.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Gives you so much control over your pawns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then like, let's say I want. There's a thing there that's blocking. All right. Haul all items to over here. Yeah, and then they'll just scoot whatever's there, basically.
And it's like only the ones you selected doing this?
No.
Everyone.
Yeah, this would be everyone. Yeah, so
everyone. Okay.
so if you have 2, it switches to everyone. If you have 1, then it's like this specific person. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so now this has a stockpile, or a stockpile that's finished. So we should be able to select it, haul to, put it over here. And I guess once they're done with this emptying, it should they should go grab it.
That's crazy. This is in development, or is which a specific branch?
This is still in a branch. Yeah, because so I think actually what we need is like some way of clearing. Okay, let me just have somebody do this. For some reason, not picking them up. Yeah, and the okay. Yes, you seem to have like some problem with it, with the stockpile being fully empty now. But yeah. So anyway, so but the core functionality is that you can now like feed buildings automatically, and you can also have them like feed specific things into specific buildings when you want them to. Which is going to give a lot of power to you as a player, right? Because like previously, we didn't have this like whatsoever. Like a workbench could never be partially filled. You have to have like your automation stuff like in stride basically. Before you and actually while I'm looking at this, so one thing I was thinking about is like how to clear these, because like let's say you have somebody. Yeah, so probably clearing should be the same way. Like if you I was thinking both like a context menu thing, like if it has an order, like maybe like a clear haul order, something like that, or or certainly like this clear orders should probably clear whatever's here.
We could have like a spatial information. I mean, how we wanted to have it with the haul to order. So like hauling stuff to a specific tile, just a place.
Yeah.
You get like this spatial thing, and that's maybe something where we have even on top of machines or something. But I have to go now. Maybe we can pick this up then tomorrow in the normal stand up again. And
I'll I'll be gone tomorrow Friday, but I'm gonna put a build up with the input outputs, with the hauling and everything. Yeah, and then yeah, I think we'll have some fixes, but yeah, you guys can look at it all.
All right, good. Okay, and then update the as well the calendar. Okay.
Yep.
Because we didn't do that. All right, everybody else, thank you for. I see you later. Yeah, well, you continue.
That's it.
Bye.
See you, Tilo.
Bye.
Bye.
So quick question. You mentioned the workbench. So
Mhm.
the workbench is not working anymore by simply selecting a recipe?
No, it still is. This is only the case where your recipe can't be fulfilled, but you still want to put stuff into it, right? And so basically we had this task, right? It says agent starting to fulfill workbench order, even if not completely satisfied. And so I think that that's like an automated version of this, and I actually don't know if we really need that now that the player has the like the possibility to say, hey, bring this thing over there.
Okay, let's say you're missing one copper screw or whatever.
Yeah.
Are they starting to haul the stuff automatically in there? No.
No, here. So
No.
But you
yeah,
can
so like
you can feed it if you want to.
yeah, so like
Mhm.
yeah, so like I can make this one steel floor.
Yeah.
Right? And somebody will make a steel floor.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually this is surprising. This must be with the feed, because I think it used to only be with one person.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one person, yeah.
Yeah, it was one person.
But that's an upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah, so actually
How is
maybe we have
that
to look at
working?
workbenches as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, so yeah, so basically with that, hopefully this guy's bringing something different now, because I think that they stock
Too many.
Yeah, too many steel gears. Now this guy's bringing something here. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but what is missing in this recipe? What you don't have at the moment?
Yeah, so nothing was missing.
Yeah.
Okay, but now instead let's look at
Right.
for example,
a
this
recipe
one, right?
with resources that you don't have yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so let's just look at I suppose this one's fine because we do have some copper gears. Okay, so now like this can't be met. Nobody will do anything with this, right? Let's say I also haul these things, stick these out, right? Then like this will be completely empty now, and nobody would take this on until you pick up copper plates and wood. But with the haul thing, you can basically just say, hey, actually I want this thing to already be like partially stocked. I know I'm going to need these like five gears. Just stick them here, and somebody will do this.
So,
and actually, they don't really only need one, but
so I guess the benefit is then, let's say you have then the the missing ingredient, and the benefit is then that it's already like partially filled, right? And it's just one more resource that needs to get automatically put in.
Yeah. I mean, really, this is just like a side effect. Like the machines that you can now feed with people, and it's basically like the automated version of it, like for these, for example, right? Like let's say you put down this, right? And then I believe that the automated version will only fill up like one or maybe two. Whereas I could tell somebody to basically, like for a furnace, or let's take an assembler, right? I could tell somebody, that this is going to make, I don't actually know what we have in here, but Actually, let's just remove the recipe completely. And then let's say like for some reason we want a ton of conveyor belts, right? Then I can like pre-fill this thing into here. And so now they'll bring like all of these conveyor belts and kind of pre-stick them in here. I don't really know for what. Yeah, so actually it's just gonna like like shoot them out. Maybe this is a bad example. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so this is a bad example, but let's say you just wanted to like pre-fill something, like you have a ton of wood and you want to make like 50 beds. Then you could just say, hey, everybody bring wood for 50 beds over here, as opposed to, like basically having your automation chain only bringing enough for one bed and then one bed and then one bed and then one bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is there an option? Let's say you put down a cutter with no conveyor belts attached. Can you then click on it and say, because I think it takes like the cutter takes in copper ingots,
ingots.
and turns them into plates.
Yep.
Can you then just say, make plates like continuously?
Yeah, that's what this like thing, right? I think you're talking about with agents. Yeah, so like let me set up like a little thing here where there's a stockpile, right? And this should work, and let's say this one's outputting coal because it's actually coal. Yeah. And then, right, let's say we have a furnace that is, I don't know, also right here. Get rid. Yeah, and this furnace is making
ingots.
Copper ingots. Yeah. And then basically I just want like a lot of energy in here. Maybe he's stuck. I think it might have to do with the recipe, maybe. Yeah, I'll have to look into this, but basically both of these things should be working now. Like the automated and also the hauling, right? Like can I haul these to here?
Is hauling always
so it's working now.
Is hauling something into a machine always like a singular event, or is there a way to say, bring as many ingots into this cutter as we have, or is it just a singular click for one piece of ingots? Do you know what I mean?
No, sorry.
I think it's a singular thing. Like you give the command once and then it happens.
It happens once for like he's hauling over one item, and then you
he's
have
hauling
to do
over
it
however
again?
many you say.
Oh, how many you say? Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's like a little button thing.
And then he takes, let's say you pick 100. Is he hauling 100 in a stack? Or is he going there? Is he going over there 100 times?
He's going to pick up however many he can carry.
Yeah.
And then which in this case is 15. So he'll bring 15, 15, 15, 15, 15
got it.
until he moves the 100 over.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll have to look into this. I think basically there's issues with a couple things. Like I think that they're getting stuck on the wrong things. That's what it looked like. It looked like because there was another guy moving that 100 that they never got to the next smart object. So I think that they were stuck on that. Like just for like side. That's what I'm thinking the issue is now that I've seen that. And also that they eventually started working on it. Yeah, but like, yeah, here I'll do the same thing again with just this. Yeah, because I'm actually assuming that that's kind of the like the issue. We have copper. Yeah, and yes, like just for an example, right? Like again, this one you can automatically do. They will automatically bring stuff to it. and potentially this one will as well. It seemed like they didn't like the energy. Yeah, so actually for some reason they're not doing the furnace, but that's fine. So but you can still like haul to over here, and then they'll go do this. You know, they'll fill it, and they won't just put, you know, they won't just put 2 in. They'll stick in whatever you've told them to do, which in this case is 9. Yeah, so basically is just like the same. Fuel has not been added to the entity. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll fix this.
Yeah,
I
which
think
I guess that's why they didn't give it fuel.
Yeah, I think this is from yeah, because this isn't fuel, right? Like this is just a thing. Fuel storage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is for when they inserted.
Yeah, so basically actually for the carried item, we have to check if it's fuel. Or if it has a fuel value, right? Because like because if it doesn't have a fuel value, it won't have this component. Okay. Yeah, well I'll fix that. I think that's just like a merge conflict then.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically they will stick something there, you know, and it so gives you the same functionality as like if you're a player, right? Like let's say you are like the Factorio guy, right? You have 100 things in your backpack, and I say, okay, I want this single furnace to work basically forever on this one specific thing. Then this gives you now the possibility to say, okay, dump 100 in here, dump 30 coal in here, forget it forever. You know, and then come back and this thing's made a ton of ingots. And that's like really the functionality you have now. That and also like automated feeding. Without the need for conveyor belts, without the need for feeders. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you have any other questions about that?
For now, no. I think this is going to be
Okay.
in the build, and then like I said, I'm
It will be.
really excited
Yeah.
to test this out. It's probably like easier than to explain it just playing it myself.
Yeah. Basically, if you think about it, it's just like two separate features, like almost completely split. You know, in terms of hauling, like they both have to do with hauling,
Right.
but they give like different functionality to different places. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Then yeah. So I think basically, yeah. Obviously, there's some fixes here. I kind of making a note about the the issues, and yeah, I'll try and fix these up, and then yeah, I'll put up a build. It'll take a little bit to merge in the inputs outputs
Sure.
because it has that prototype ID thing. So I'll have to update
Yeah.
all the new functionality that we put in to use the new prototype IDs. But that will be fine. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Does anyone have something more to discuss? Otherwise, I would say we call it a day.
No, that's it.
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay. Cool.